What's up guys, it's MTG Matthew back with another Innistrad Crimson Vow video. And today we're going to be judging people. That's right, I've made a deck built around Mr. Faithbound Judge. I think one of my new favorite cards actually here in the game. So Faithbound Judge is a 3-mana 4/4 in white. It's a Spirit Soldier with Defender, Flying, Vigilance. So for 3 mana you basically get a Serra's Angel, right, with Defender. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, if Faithbound Judge has 2 of your Judgment counters on it, put a Judgment counter on it. As long as Faithbound Judge has 3 or more Judgment counters on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So you play this guy, and after 3 turns it actually turns into a Serra Angel, right? But that's not the reason we're playing this card. The reason we're playing this card is the Disturb side. For a 7 mana, you play an Aura Curse, you enchant the player, and at the beginning of your upkeep, put a Judgment counter on Sinner's Judgment. Then if there are 3 or more Judgment counters on it, enchanted player loses the game. So this card right here just straight up says, hey, you play me, after 3 turns you just win the game. That's how it is. And you know, it's like a control player's dream. Like a ticking time bomb on an enchantment, which, you know, an enchantment is not as easy to remove as creatures. So I decided to build a deck around this and had a lot of fun playing with this card. I also think that from my experience with the games that I had, that you can experiment a lot with this card, maybe with a lot of different versions. And I do like the list that I came up with, that I've optimized. However, I do think there's still some optimization to do. So you guys out there who watch this, take my deck idea and optimize it even more. But for now, let's go through the deck and through the basic ideas that I had. So we got 3 copies of Faithbound Judge. 3 copies is fine. As you can see from the mana cost, we won't be playing Sinner's Judgment before turn 7. So it's not really needed that you have 4 copies of Faithbound Judge. But 3 copies is like a nice number where you can find it quite consistently in the deck. And from time to time it also shows up in your opening hand. And you can just play this as a 3-mana 4/4. That can actually be really powerful against like creature-based deck. A 3-mana 4/4 flyer can block a lot of stuff. And if it dies, it's even an upside, right? Because it goes into a graveyard and it lets us play itself as Sinner's Judgment later. So 3 copies of Faithbound Judge. Then let's take a look at the removal department, because we are living in a very creature-heavy meta, right? So we got 4 copies of Doomscar, 2 copies of By Invitation Only, which I think is actually pretty good board wipe. Doomscar is still the premium board wipe in white. However, the nice thing about By Invitation Only is that it gets around indestructible, which is not too relevant in our format, but it comes up from time to time against, like, for example, Toski or an Immerstorm Predator, for example. So this is then just 5 mana, wipe the board, including indestructible creatures. And because we are still living in such a creature-heavy meta, also put in 2 copies of Consuming Tide. For those of you who watched my Simic Control deck already, you already know this card. I'm really happy about how this card is performing. 4-mana sorcery. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Return all non-land permanents to not chosen this way to your owner's hand. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in their hand than you. So this is especially nice with Sinner's Judgment, because even if you have Sinner's Judgment on the board, we can choose to leave Sinner's Judgment on the board and just bounce the rest. Also, like a hidden, what I found out, like what a hidden mode on Consuming Tide is that if you're in a control versus control matchup, where basically no creatures are played, and you have a Consuming Tide in hand, and you see that, which is like useless, right? Because your opponent isn't playing any permanents. But you see that the opponent has more cards in hand than you. You can even play this as a 4-mana cantrip, right? Because the last line of text, then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in the hand than you, still applies. So that's like a nice hidden mode. So this right here are our board wipes, and then because we're not done yet with creatures. We got 4 copies of Fateful Absence, can also deal with Planeswalkers, and a new card from Mr. Crimson, which I think is super cool, super powerful. Fierce Retribution, 2-mana instant white. It's a common, which says destroy target attacking creature, so that's already really good. That's basically a strictly better version of, what's it called, Watch. You hear something on Watch, right? You hear something on Watch, deals 5 damage to target attacking creature. This just straight up kills a creature, Fierce Retribution. But not only that, you have a cleave cost of 6 to just destroy a creature, which might come up from time to time, but it's just a nice another 2-mana instant removal. So this is all of our removal. If I stack it here, this is like our single target removal, and then we have our board wipes here. As you can see, a lot of removal, a lot of board wipes, because we really need it in this format. Then let's go to counter spells. We have 2 copies of Devious Cover-Up. Gives us, in like long drawn out matches, it gives us this inevitability of just keep shuffling our counter spells back into our deck. Also got 2 copies of Negate and 3 copies of Wash Away, which is a new card from Crimson Vow. 1 mana blue instant, counter target spell that wasn't cast from its owner's hand. So this hits all the flashback spells, and obviously it also hits foretold spells like Oran's Epiphany, which is really nice. Or foretold spells like Saw It Coming. You can just 1 mana counter an opponent's Saw It Coming. 3 copies of that. I'm just trying this card out. My experience with this card has been so far that now that Crimson Vow has come out, we're actually not living in a meta where Izzet Turns is that common in the meta. So there aren't a lot of decks that casting a big amount of spells outside of their hand. So my feeling is, if the meta stays in this way, in this regard, then Wash Away won't be played, maybe just in a sideboard, but I think at the end of the day, Saw It Coming will still be the better counter spell. Alright. Then we got 4 copies of Memory Deluge, card draw, not much to say about that. I put 2 copies of Teferi Who Slows the Sunset in here, because when Teferi was released in the last expansion, my experience with Teferi has been that this Planeswalker is just really good at supporting your other game plan, while Teferi by himself doesn't do much, right? But from my point of view, Teferi was a perfect fit for this deck, because Teferi is just real nice at stalling out the game, right? Like, you can play it on turn 5, untap a land, gain some life back, have 2 mana left for a Fateful Absence, a Fierce Retribution, or countered spells. And then he just keeps plussing, gives you life again against aggro decks. And as you will see in the games, probably, that I load up here, it's very likely actually to hit the -7 with Teferi. It happens a lot of times, a lot more often than with other Planeswalkers. And the -7 is just, it's not game winning, but it draws an extra card each turn basically, and gives you just access to more resources. So I think Teferi is a real good fit in this deck. And lastly, we got 4 copies of Faithful Mending. The reason being is that we don't always want to play the Faithbound Judge as a creature on the board and then hope that it dies, because then it can get exiled, right? What's better is that we play Faithful Mending and simply discard it into the graveyard, so we can straight up place at Sinner's Judgment. So because of that, Faithful Mending is excellent. The other reason Faithful Mending is excellent is, as you can see, we have a lot of board wipes and creature removal, and then we have quite a lot of counter spells. And if we're up against a creature heavy deck, we might want to use Faithful Mending to discard stuff like Negate. And if we get up against a control deck, we can use Faithful Mending to go through our deck and then discard all the board wipes that we don't need. So Faithful Mending, really good fit for this deck. And that's basically it. Concerning the mana base, nothing special. I only got 2 copies of Hollow Storm Giants in here, because we got also 4 copies of Field of Ruin, and like Field of Ruin already is heavy on your mana base, and I didn't want to have even more potential tapped lands than 2 Halls of Storm Giants, and the rest is very straightforward, just basic lands and both dual lands. And that's my take on Sinner's Judgment. As I said, I had a lot of fun playing this deck, and I think I'm not done experimenting with this. Probably further down the line in the meta, when the meta has settled a little bit, I'm gonna experiment with this more. So take the stack, guys, optimize it by yourself. Hope you enjoy the videos, and I see you guys soon. Alright, this is a keep for me. We can go turn 3 Faithborn Judge, but we can also use the Field of Ruin to fix our mana, potentially. I think it's too early for Doomscar. I'm actually gonna play the Judge here. It's just a big blocker, right? Even if he puts another 1 counter on a Sentinel, he can't get through. Like, he can't trade. Plus, if this dies, you know, goes to the graveyard. That's our long-term game plan. Also like that... Ooh, nice. I also like that this gives us some time to crack the Field of Ruin, right? And fix the mana, and then Doomscar afterwards. Now the thing is, wait, he's banned, right? So if he plays... I'm just wondering. Now, even if he plays the... What's it called? Like the 3 mana angel that gives everything destructible, we can just snipe it with the absence. And then Doomscar afterwards, so it still works. Okay, Squad Commander is a lot to take, but it's fine. Just get more value from our Doomscar. But these say, if you have full retreat, you're gonna get +1/+1 indestructible. Okay, we're just gonna take a beating here. But it's okay. Just block the most damage possible. And now... Just do this correctly. I'm gonna crack the Field of Ruin, take away his blue source. This way we get double blue mana. It's like one of these... I feel like it's one of these underappreciated modes of Field of Ruin, is that it can fix your mana. If I just got a Doomscar here, I can't risk to go for Mending to find a land. It's not the smart thing to do here. Heirs of the Jar. Okay. Ideally we get a land so we can go to Fairy, Fateful Absence. No land. This becomes a 4/4. No, the thing is, even if this becomes a 4/4, he can't kill the Fairy, we gain some life, and I don't believe there is, you know, any type of hasters, so yeah, if he goes face, he can't kill us, and if he goes for Teferi, he can't kill the Fairy, and now we're in a much better position, right? Now I have no idea though if he runs some kind of give stuff protection. I'm gonna go for the memory deluge here, while still having mana open for Fateful Absence.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
There is a land. There's another memory deluge. I do like First Retribution though, as a single target removal. Because this makes it so that we are not giving him a card by Fateful Absencing this. Oh wait, what does it say? Choose up to one target creature or planeswalker, each creature with power 4 or greater is... Oh, I see. So now I actually sniped this. And now it's actually legitimate because he didn't have the mana open anymore to crack it immediately. So I guess this was fine. Fine exchange. Okay, we just got a Doomscar here, obviously. Untap our land, onto fairies, now it's 7 loyalty. We're back at 9, we're back to 9 life, and we might be able to play the Judge next turn if we find a land. Okay, there's Limbala, but by invitation only deals with that.
You just let me know if you're
This
up
battle
for round
over.
2.
Hurry to the end.
Disc gets thrown indestructible. Very nice. And now we're just looking for a land to play our Faithbound Judge, actually. Let's find a land. Discard the Mending. Discard. He won't have any Planeswalkers, so I'm actually discarding the Absence. No land? What? Actually like the Consuming Tide. This gives us another board wipe, basically. This is really weird. Let's put away the Wash Away. And well, if we don't draw a land, then I actually want the Memory Deluge for next turn. Guess the Fierce Retribution. Finally, okay. So this becomes a 4/4 next turn. So 7, 9 damage with 13. Do I think he can deal more damage? I don't think so. I think we just go here. Just start judging him. Also, we still have counter spells up, or Memory Deluge. We can actually also go Hall, but it's not needed. I'm just drawing into more answers here. I think that's better. Easy. Easy. Okay, cover up, wash away. And now we actually just Doomscar. Tell this Doomscar, and that's GG. That is GG. Usually don't have a single tile removal for it, so let's wash it away. Go Deluge. Judge. Let's get a land. Let's put a Judge out because why not? Getting judged. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Man, this deck is so much fun. Alright. Guess this is okay. Can faithful mending our way to more answers, and we already got 2 by invitation only. Nice. I do think that Concealing Curtains is a pretty cool card. Okay, more land. I do like the Field of Ruin to fix our mana. I should probably ditch the Teferi here. And maybe one or... I guess I can ditch A planes. And... one by invitation only. Get the field down. This is a turn where you can transform the curtains. Yeah. Like he discards one of our cards, but we do get to draw a card. I guess he takes Teferi? Or by invitation only. Yeah, I actually didn't think about that. If he takes by invitation, we have lost our board wipe. But okay. Now, given the lands in our hand, we actually don't need to crack the Field of Ruin, so we won't do it. Okay. Sportel Doomscar here. Maybe I should have gone Memory Deluge, but he might have more effects that disrupt our hand. Yeah. Guess the fairy must go. I mean, Memory Deluge redraws us cards. There's no need to use the Doomscar yet, so I'd rather... Oh boy. Okay, let's Deluge here. And I guess we take a negate. And the planes to discard. That's nice. That's really nice, actually. So I wonder, should I Deluge? You know what? No, I'm gonna Doomscar now. And we have a negate up in case he tries to do some more discard shenanigans, and then we got Memory Deluge to use on our hand. Or discard a card, that's so bad for us. Okay, I want the land. And I guess actually a Judge. Because I'm very much willing to discard the Judge to the Graveyard Trespasser. Destroy target attacking creature. Alright. Let's hope he doesn't have another go blank, but he already drew 2, so it's not too likely. Also, funnily enough, if you draw into a land here, you can just play this in with Judgment, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Alright, I mean... You're on the clock now, Mr. whatever this is. And if we're lucky again, and he doesn't have any graveyard tape, we can just refill our hand. I mean, we might be... Okay, I think he's looking for answers. Doesn't do much, except it's giving him a board. The fair is pretty cool here, actually. Because we just need to buy time, so this lets us gain life. This free power is not enough to kill the fairy.
I face scarier villains.
Just need to buy time.
Some think time only flows in one direction.
Until he's getting judged. Okay.
Really should have seen that coming.
I mean, it's more or less his whole turn here. How are we gonna get there? Okay, our turn. Second Judgment counter. All. I guess there is no point in playing the Memory Delusion, now we can cast anything anyway. Okay. It's all in our opponent's hands. Can he deal an extra free damage here? Or is he getting judged? No. What? Why? Oh no. No. No, he was getting judged. Oh man. Maybe I should have gone for the Memory Delusion. I don't know. Okay, we're in the game here. I'm actually gonna confine this. Because taking away the Shaman Gas means they can like turn to Deadly Dispute and ramp into something a lot bigger. I think that's fine. Okay, here we can simply fix our mana and get a double blue for the deluge. Perfect. Perfect. Like the island, like the judge, like the wash away. Guess I just pass and I'm gonna faithful mending the judge into the graveyard. Crawling Barons. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, that's nice. We're gonna get a blood token here. I guess that's fine actually. We get 2 blood tokens. And we can use a blood token to put our judge into the graveyard. So that worked out pretty well. And I'm actually gonna deluge now because we have a negate and I don't want this to get countered. And look at that. Wash away or cover up. I guess in this situation I actually take the wash away. Because we don't need the cover up value yet. We have yet to put some stuff into the graveyard here. Okay, sure. I actually don't think I want a mending here. The opponent's playing the mirror, so it's gonna be hard for him to remove the judgment. And we're not really under pressure here, plus he has a hive, so we had to play this turn or he would have gotten exiled. Like I wonder, blue-black, how would they remove this? Sinner's Judgment. Okay, first Judgment counter, and we draw into a Field of Ruin. That's pretty fantastic, and I think I don't really see a way how we're losing this now. We have a way to deal with the Crawling Barons, and we have 3 counter spells. So that seems pretty good. Okay, let's get rid of this. Oh wait, I should have killed this before because of UC guard approach. Yeah, that was a mistake. I guess no. Yeah, guess I want to get rid of this threat. GG. Alright. Yeah, we can't keep the starting hand. Oh man, this isn't even getting better. So... okay, we have to see if we can control the damage here, but... oh man, this is looking really bad. The Fields of Ruin just wrecked us here. Yeah, this is looking really bad. Okay, I'm gonna kill the pack leader here, just so it doesn't turn night. And buys us some time.
We must put an end to the violence between humans and werewolves.
I gotta find land here. There's the land. Mending. I guess wash away isn't actually that useful here. Our Arlen won't flip, so... oh, and we can actually... wait, we can actually cast a Doomscar next turn. So let's actually kill Arlen. And then next turn we can hit everything with Doomscar, whatever you place. He does already have a lot of card advantage though. But... we can blow up the Field of Ruin for a second lose source, so that we can get access to Memory Deluge. I mean, we had a incredibly bad start, so... it's gonna be tough here. Okay, so it seems like he intentionally didn't cast anything so it can become night. Wait. Here's a little trick, by the way. So we can go Field of Ruin. Right. Blow up this Highland Forest. And we're gonna get an untapped island. This way we fix our mana. Right? And now we can still cast Doomscar, and this way we use our mana most efficiently. It's still night, unfortunately, but... well, we did something. Okay, Stormseeker hurts, but we have the circle. Ideally we draw land here. Yes. Very nice. And you know what? I'm gonna Mayface Deluge so it turns day again. Faithbound Judge is actually quite a nice blocker. The Fairy can maybe give us some life back. What? What is he doing? Oh my god, what a top deck. I think he messed it up. He should have blown up the circle. Should have blown up the circle to get the Reckless Stormseeker with haste.
I feel the yearning of the world grow more intense. I must resist its call.
I mean, by invitation only is pretty enticing, but I think We actually best get ahead by playing Teferi into Faithbound Judge. Right, we gain some life.
Slowing things down is just as delightful as speeding things up.
We gain some lives and get a blocker on the board.
Think time
And then next turn, maybe the board is more filled up, and then we can wipe the board again. Maybe still have Teferi out there. And we just need to make sure
On my signal,
that it doesn't turn night. Because that would be pretty bad. Okay. Okay, so obviously he intentionally made it turn night. It's gonna be a 5/5 trample indestructible haste. Ugh. So for me the question is, I guess it's better to find a card than to go for the life here. Circle? Wait, circle is actually perfect because with circle we can make it so that it turns day again by casting 2 spells. And these judges, man, these are thick blockers. Just get rid of the token. It's gonna become day again, yeah. Oh, whoa. That's a sick animation.
follow the enemy's scent. They're close.
Okay. Okay. Somehow... Oh, that's a shame.
Will meet
Somehow we're still in this game. And we just need to make sure that it doesn't turn night. Another Teferi. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. This allows us to play Faithful Mending. Plus gain life.
This is a serious situation. We can still have a little fun. Don't worry. It's only a little mischief.
Still no knight. And basically you want him... Like Arlen is the main
On my
thing
signal,
that's,
hunt begins.
you know, really annoying. But we would like him to fill the board. Oh yes. Please play Toasty because now... Yes. I think he's making a mistake. He could have cast this at instant speed. Because now we... can use by invitation only. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Because we still get to use the Memory Deluge. Oh, and we even get to kill Arlen. Oh my god. With this Faithbound Judge. Let's freaking go.
Back to the woods.
We basically... We need to hope that he's not hitting any kind of haster. And we're just gonna stack up here on the life. 12 life is plenty and, I mean, makes no sense to go Faithful Mending. Oh, I can't believe we won this game. What? What? Oh, we had such a bad starting hand. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Got a faithful mending to find our land. Can discard the hermit if needed. There's a shambling gas. I wonder if instead of by invitation only we should just put in a what's it called? Devastating Mastery? Probably not though. Could also play the Faith on Judge next turn, but we're gonna blow up the battlefield soon anyway. I think end in turn here we might Geistlight Snare something. Or go Faithful Mending and find some land. So we haven't foretold our Doomscar. There's gonna be a 3/4. Could also just absence it. Nah, I'm gonna Faithful Mending because we really need our land here. Okay, there's a Field of Ruin. So Field of Ruin we can activate Memory Deluge. Geistlight Snare is gonna become worse and worse. And we have a Consuming Tide. I think I'm gonna ditch the by invitation only here. I'm favoring Consuming Tide over by invitation only because it costs less and can cantrip. So here I think we foretell Doomscar. Hold on the Faithful Absence. See if you play something else. So this is gonna be how much damage? 6, 7, 8. No. 6, 10 damage. We go down to 7. I think that's fine actually, going down to 7. And then we'll still have a... Oh wait. Yeah, I misplayed the land. Actually, this should have been white. I thought we would still have a white mana open afterwards, but it's fine. Yeah, this should have been white. This could actually cost us the game if he plays a Goldspan Dragon and we can't snipe it. Yeah. That was a mistake. Okay, I think we should go for the safe play here. Safe play is snipe the Goldspan Dragon and play the Benevolent Geist. So it can block a Goldspan Dragon if needed. Man, this deck is demanding. You really need to play correctly here. Okay, so if there is a Goldspan or something, we just lose. Okay, 4 mana. 5 mana. Alright. Okay, we got something here. There's no point in playing Tide. Gonna leave the 2/3 up. Won't even draw a card. Yeah. Really made some mistakes there. Okay. Alright, so... this represents 1 damage. I think I'm gonna main phase Deluge here to see if we can find something. So, yeah, we take the snare and the circle here. And then we play this as a blue source. And now he's got 6, 7, 8 mana, so even if he plays a gold span, he can actually pay for the snare. So we're gonna confine the sentinel. And we just need to hope, man. Okay. What am I actually looking for? You know what? The thing is, I'm playing the Sinner's Judgment here because even if he has a haster, I can't do anything about it because Memory Deluge would have used up most of our mana. And now we just wait. We wait to win. Okay, here we Deluge. I do like a Teferi against us life. And I like a Circle of Confinement. It's pretty much perfect actually. Gain some life, puts us out of reach of a Goldspan Dragon.
Don't worry.
Alright, he gets the treasure. It's fine. And we just need to survive the next round and win the game. Come on. Holy. Spell can't be countered. Oh man, this is crazy. Does he have Snakeskin there? Okay, did we do it? Yes! Let's go. Sinner's Judgment. Sinner's Judgment.